They took everything. My food stamps, my cash. I had a cash balance over $6,000. It's gone. I had a food stamp balance of over $10,000. That's gone. They are going to be garnishing my TikTok wages to pay the $27,000 that they are saying I owe from an overissuance in food stamps. My Section 8 is now on hold, so I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent this month. My disability, that's another thing. At first, they tried to say that none of us would get our disability checks, but that's a whole other ballgame. Okay, I'm screwed. I can't reapply for 90 days. 90 days. I have to go without food, without cash, without a way to pay my rent. I was just at Walmart, had over $700 worth of groceries in 3 carts with 3 babies. It was so embarrassing.
Hey y'all, so we got some unfortunate news as well. I was looking like maybe all this stuff like for the EBT is fake. Girl, somebody took all my EBT off my card. I'm talking about every food stamp, girl. The whole 1,000. And I'm just wondering, is it a worker that's working in one of them? Like, what could I do? Because baby, what? Now I gotta use all my money to buy my kids food. Which is fine, it is what it is. But I'm not getting like how people are taking money off of people's cards like that. It's crazy. But anyway, I gotta wait. It's a process, y'all. They gotta investigate it and all that other stuff. So yeah, that's that. I really hate that this is happening because I do have kids. But regardless, my kids is gonna eat. Because I know how to make a way. So it is what it is. Anyway, we'll be, we won't be having food stamps and stuff like that this month. I'm really over it. And I heard this is happening to a lot of people. If this has happened to you, please put it in the comments. Tell me your experience, because baby, what? I'm lost. Like, why is y'all taking people food stamps? That is so weird.
They literally cut my food stamp card off. Zero balance. They took everything. So I told my husband, and he says to me, as I'm crying, and he says to me, well, maybe you'll lose some weight now. God, why did I vote for him if none of this was going to happen? I can't go get a job. Is there anybody out there that can help me, please?
Well, what do we have here? Not the brunette sister of the Princess Bride albino crying about food stamps. I'm even gonna skip past your husband's toxic energy. Talk about the fact you can't just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I did manage to go through this creator's account, and boy, honey, you are on TikTok a lot. There are so many reposts. You know what you could do with all that time if you stop being on TikTok? You'd probably get a job. What's crazy about this algorithm is that sometimes you end up on the wrong side of TikTok, and you weren't on our side of TikTok where we were telling you Donald Trump does not care about poor people. Asking for help is wild. You have over 100,000 followers somehow on this account, so you're monetizing this content. You know what you're doing. This is actually giving exactly the people that Donald Trump wants to cut off, the people who want handouts. Meanwhile, there's immigrants and people that are working hard to contribute to this country, but no, you just want to be able to stay at home. You know what? I send you my concepts of thoughts and prayers, and I guess also concepts of food stamps. And also, dump your husband.
When I talk about my upbringing and my childhood and some of the bad things I went through, people are always very sympathetic and feel very sorry for it. And that's not ever my intention with it. But now that I've gotten older and I'm able to look at the situations, I'm almost grateful in a sense. And I say that because there's so many things nowadays that we think are just like so black and white, and growing up the way that I did, I'm able to see that there's deeper than that. And I'm talking about one thing that really bothers me that I constantly see on social media is people talking about mothers, families who are on welfare or getting food stamps and things like that, and saying that they should be cut and that the parents should get jobs and obviously take care of their children. Duh, like obviously that is the bare minimum. But the problem is some of these parents that get themselves in these situations aren't going to. And the problem is it's hard because obviously it's your money that's helping go towards supporting them. But at the same time, if that doesn't happen, then the kids are the ones who suffer. And I think that we need to keep that in mind. Coming from where I came from and some of the situations I had been in, I know that the person who was supposed to be taking care of me before getting out of the situation would not have. So my brothers and I would have had to been the ones to pay. Trust me, we paid our dues in many other ways that are terrible, but sometimes I think that having the background and seeing things on the other side, how it can look on the other side is beneficial. And like, I want to be able to like spread that word to people, because I think that it's like, oh, their parents are lazy. Oh, their mom shouldn't be having kids. Oh, but the thing is like, they're probably going to keep having kids, and they're probably not going to do things that they should be doing. And I'm not saying that everybody that's on food stamps, welfare are terrible, lazy people. I'm saying that whenever you strip it down, there are a lot of families and parents who do not want to do better and aren't using these resources for hard times. They are going to rely on it. And if we take that away, we're taking it away from the kids. Even though the parents are benefiting as well, the kids are the ones who are really going to be hurt by it. And that is scary to me, that people aren't seeing it that way sometimes. Because I've seen the other side, and sometimes I just think we need to just like think deeper than beyond ourselves. And all in all, it's a broken system, and I don't think there's ever going to be something that we could do to keep everybody happy with it. But I just urge you to kind of think on certain matters like that just a little bit deeper. Just let it marinate.
A welfare recipient received $2,800 in SNAP benefits. Just got a letter from HSA stating that they are cutting his SNAP down to $300, and he is absolutely perplexed at the situation. He voted for Trump, but apparently he misconstrued what Trump is saying. Now, he is saying that the reason why he voted for Trump was that Trump was going to help the poor people out. And he's assuming that the welfare system is a permanent system. Listen to what he has to say.
Has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do?
Get a job.
So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this shit, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there, now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay.
Stop making kids you can't afford to take care of.
I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them.
Oh.
I'm not trying to go work,
Really?
50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills.
Who told you could have kids without taking care of them?
I just really don't understand. I voted for him this last election because I thought what he had good was going on, but now all of a sudden, all this policy stuff's coming out, and now he's making all these cuts, and now he doesn't want to help the less fortunate people no more.
Oh, he's helping the less fortunate. It just means you have to get off your ass.
I'm done with that guy. I'm not. If he gets voted in again, I'm leaving this country.
You can't afford to leave
because
remember?
I'm not dealing with this no more. This is all shit.
So let me get this straight. He has 5 kids. He's expecting everybody else and their mother to take care of his kids that he couldn't afford to have in the first place. Now, he wants to spend time with his kids. Originally, this is the reason why he wanted to vote for Trump, because apparently he misconstrued the word, we are going to help American citizens. It doesn't mean that he is going to help you lazy ass to sit on your ass permanently. This is the reason why we voted for President Trump, to get all you lazy ass motherfuckers off your ass and stop living off of the system. The system is meant to be temporary.
Yep, $66 million. A woman of color works for the USDA, has fraudulently misappropriated, essentially stole $66 million worth of food stamps as an employee at the USDA. You remember the USDA. They were the ones that the Doge found all of this bloat and excess staffing, and Doge was finding all this misappropriation of federal funds and taxpayer dollars, and they went to the USDA and they shut it down, and all of that side was protesting because people were losing their jobs at the USDA and they were cutting out that program. And remember, the USDA is supposed to provide funding for like foreign countries, not just the United States. This woman allegedly has worked for the USDA, a woman of color, for over 30 years and has
I believe she means the USAID, but don't quote me on that. Let's keep going.
Defrauded the federal government in the EBT food stamp program to the tune of $66 million. One, how did she do that? Two, how has she been doing it the whole 30 years she's worked there? Three, why? What kind of kickback was she getting? Because allegedly she was creating like EBT debit cards and selling them. $66 million. And then they want to know why there's a certain group of people that are always saying we can't have nice things. And then there's the same group of people that are crying all over social media that Trump is taking away their food stamps. You know, the ones that get $3,000 a month and then just go and make TikToks about it and videos about it. And then there's the working class people who can't get food stamps because allegedly they don't qualify for it. Well, maybe they would have qualified for it if we didn't have this woman defrauding the program to the tune of $66 million. Are you guys surprised? There's a part of me that's not surprised. There's a part of me that's not surprised by who it was. You know, they're the most educated women on the planet. You know, the ones that are not married. Yeah, they're not married because they're doing shit like this. Let me know down the comments what you think. I don't care. Haters.
Hey, this is crazy. $66 million in food stamp fraud. This is outrageous. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Like, share, subscribe. If this is the first time that you've heard this, let me know in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. We got a whole heck of a lot of clips to get in. Hopefully you guys watched the video all the way through. Let me know that you did in the comment section when you get there. And on the way, make sure you hit that like button. Let's keep going.
The best thing about being a big family is the food stamps that we get. And there's so many people criticizing it. It's so crazy. Like, why would I need to work more for the food stamps that I'm getting? And so many people are criticizing how much I get. Like, you know, I was actually being shorted, and I'm gonna get an increase next.
So I'm literally just getting off work, and I asked my kid's father if he can go half and half with me to help pay for my kids' costs so they can, you know, have some fun activities to do for the summertime. One of my baby daddies said that he will pay for his kids' cost of the activities that we're going to go do.
Wait. She said that she asked her baby dad, but then she said that she did it for the kids, like multiple kids. So, because I always like to look for the context, and I'm sorry if I'm stopping this very early because I always like to get the full context of what's going on. But she's basically implying that she has more than one father for her children, which means she has multiple baby daddies. I don't know how many, but let me rewind this from the beginning and let me figure this out.
So I'm literally just getting off work, and I asked my kid's father if he can go half and half with me to help pay for my kids' costs so they can, you know, have some fun activities to do for the summertime. One of my baby daddies said that he will pay for his kids' cost of the activities that we're going to go do. The other one just flat out told me no. So now I am about to go apply for some places. Specifically, I'm looking for a job where I can get money like right then and there.
What the hell is a Pacifically? I don't even know what Pacifically is. Specifically? Is that what we're saying? When y'all upload these videos and y'all think about it for a second, before you upload them, do you be thinking of do you go back and look at the video and say, you know what, that hit? Pacifically?
The other one just flat out told me no. So now I am about to go apply for some places. Specifically, I'm looking for a job where I can get money like right then and there. So I'm about to go apply for some serving positions to see if I can get hired and just to see if I can make, you know, some extra money so my other kids are able to attend and do something fun for the summer.
How many kids do you have? How many kids y'all out here having?
I just kind of feel terrible because they've been in the house majority of the time, and I want them to be able to have something to do. Like on my days where I am off, I just want them all to be able to do something fun. Okay, so I literally just came from the first place, and they said that they were hiring, so I'm going to go ahead and put an application online. Now I'm about to head over to this other place to see if they're hiring. Okay.
How are y'all able to work multiple jobs and be there for the kids and take them places? To be honest with y'all, I mean, aside from the obvious that I believe that y'all should just stop having kids altogether, because obviously you can't keep them together in the same household with their fathers. I think that maybe y'all should go ahead and get the kids to their fathers. If you can't create an environment that's conducive for the kids, maybe they should go with their fathers.
Y'all, please tell me y'all seen that lady on TikTok. The Caucasian lady talking about the food stamps, crying because the food stamp office cut. She got cut off of food stamps. $4,000 of food stamps. Cut off her Section 8. Her Section 8, I think she was paying like $86 or something a month. She got like 6 or 7 kids. She gets Social Security. She get welfare. She gets everything. Y'all, she's on there crying because they cut her off of everything and they told her that she's gonna have to get a job, y'all. And that's not even the bad part. The bad part is like she's capably able, like she's able to work. Like she's like, I can't work, and then she paused and she was like, well, I can work, but I don't want. And then she's on there like they're making her sell her BMW or sell her 2024, her new car, her something. I don't know. That could be a lie or whatever from videos just bouncing around. But she's been on Section 8, y'all, for 13 years. If you have been on Section 8 for 13 years and you get Section 8, you get food stamps, $4,000 worth of food stamps, Social Security and welfare. So you get a check for these kids as well. Why you don't got somebody in the comments? Y'all just have to go watch the video, man. She really on there. Man, they are chewing her up in the comments because why would you get on here and do all that? Like, we already mad. Like, you mean to tell me 13 years you don't have no money and you've been on the government assistance for the past 13 years and talking about she don't want to work? Y'all, just go watch it. Y'all have to watch the video. This shit is hilarious, man.
Isn't it ironic? The same ones that was screaming get a real job with the TikTok ban is the same ones that need a real job with this food stamp ban. I am so happy he's cutting food stamps so y'all broads could stop laying on y'all backs having multiple kids, expecting us, those that work 70, 80 hours a week, to pay for your food while you sit at home and do absolutely nothing. That's the problem with y'all now. Too entitled. Why do y'all think y'all can lay on y'all backs, have multiple kids, and sit at home while we fucking work multiple hours a week and pay for y'all food stamps? Get your lazy ass up and get a job. Stop making excuses. We're tired of hearing them, and get a real job. That's what you need. When you got a real job, you go to the grocery store with real money and pay for food. Y'all hoes want to lay up on Section 8 and food stamps for 100 more years and still complain about being oppressed. Get a job. A real one. How about it? Karma came back real quick. TikTok's back and y'all about to be without fucking food stamps.
Stamps are not being abused in our country. I have a lot to say about this, so please listen. A small background, I run a nonprofit for single moms. Did you know that single moms make up more than half of the recipients of food stamps, them and their children? I know many of you are going to say, well, that's not who this bill's targeting. That's not what we're targeting, but we are. Because here's the thing, if that mom needs a soda, or if that kid wants a candy bar, or that teenager wants Takis, they should be able to get those things. I have single moms every month that reach out to me that their food stamps are gone for the month and they need help. So they're not overspending. I don't know where this idea is, and I don't know how people that are rich and that have never struggled with food insecurity are the ones that are getting to make these decisions. The other issue I have with it is not all of these moms have the ability to cook. Some of them don't have working stoves. Some of them don't have working water. And I know that that may be crazy to some of you because you're thinking about America from your small town that you're in or from your small little city. But it's so much bigger than that. And when it comes down to it, if you don't want people to police what you're eating or what you're feeding your children, then why are we trying to police what they eat or feed their kids? So if Coke and chips are like the two main things I keep saying, so why are we not just taking those away from all Americans? Because I guarantee if they were taking them away from all Americans, there would be a lot of people pissed off about their rights. But that's not the case. Because when it comes down to it, we don't care about the poor. We don't care about those people that are less fortunate than us. I have been doing this ministry for 3 years, and the amount of screaming that I do to get people to listen to their stories. Think about what you're saying. You don't know what these women are going through. You just don't. Anyways, I think at this point I'm rambling, so I'm just going to stop. I may make a second video because I have a lot of thoughts on this. So if you've made it this far, tell me in the comments, what do you think? Why are you so pissed off? What's your story?
Y'all already know what it is. I'm a single mom of 5. I do get food stamps, and last month around this time, my food stamps were stolen, baby, leaving me with a whopping $1.17. Not even enough for a gallon of milk for my twins. Here's an update though. I got the new food stamp card, set it up, changed the PIN, and froze the card. I even went a step further and downloaded the Propel app like everybody told me, and I was able to see a lot more details than before. You see, it just says supermarket on my Your Texas Benefits app, but on the Propel app, it lets me know that that $400 and some change that was stolen actually came from Chicago, Illinois. Very interesting seeing how I live in Texas. And then to make matters worse, they tried to swipe it again June 17th by the time the card was already canceled in Lubbock. Now, I do live in Texas, but not Lubbock, Texas. H-Town, holding it down, baby. Anyways, I guess stay tuned to see if the Cheeto Man takes my food stamps again this month. Or if Mama's got a grocery haul. We'll find out together come midnight.
My babies are just the sweetest. Let me show you guys my $100 grocery haul for my family of 8. And being the only parent to so many has me tired out. So this was delivered right to my door by Thrive. Oh, I'm so excited. Ooh, maybe a little too excited. Oh, my kids are going to love these. They've never had them. I've been wanting to try them. Chomps. I'm so excited to try this with these babies. My babies love some ramen noodles, and I'm trying to find better options with beef and fried garlic chicken, 2 and 2. Oh, I've seen these. I can't wait for us to try them. I like having these babies try something new. Some granola. Look at this cute cereal. My little ones are gonna love this. Cheetah Chomps, love the name. I have been wanting to try these giggles for my children, so they will finally be trying. I got the regular one and the sour one. My little one has a birthday coming up, so I could not pass on these birthday cookies. They look so cute. Some more of the fried garlic chicken ramen. I know they're gonna love these. This will be a hit. And of course, I had to get my favorite taco seasoning. This was the best price to get it. Oh, and one of my favorite smells, the lemongrass. My whole house is gonna smell so good. I could not pass this up. Oh, I love that. Chicken and apple sticks. My little ones are going to love this. I went ahead and I got 2 packs because I know it's gonna be a win. My teenager informed me we were out of peanut butter, and this came so fast. I'm so happy I ordered it because now I don't have to run to the store. This was a free gift. I know my teenager is going to enjoy trying these. I will too. Mocha almond chip energy bars. Some mango fruit roll-ups. I'm so excited to try this brand. And of course, apple strawberry fruit roll-up. I have been trying to find better alternatives for some of the snacks my children love, and that's still affordable, and Thrive makes that easy. For 30% off your order, there is a link in my bio and you will get a free gift. So please don't forget that link, and we will definitely be using Thrive more in this household. Thanks for watching and have a blessed night.
You're not entitled to special treatment just because you have kids. You're pushing a stroller. You don't have crutches and a cast. The line starts at the counter. The line starts at the little post with the little sign that says line starts here. The line doesn't start at the door. It doesn't matter that you walked through the door before those other people and then you went down the ramp with your stroller and that made you slower. It takes longer to walk down a ramp than to go down the stairs. you got to the line slower, that means you're at the back of the line. It's first come, first served to get in line. Like, what? You learn this in kindergarten. When you get to the line, that's your spot. The line doesn't start when you start thinking about it. The line doesn't start at the door. You're either in the line or you're not. And whoever walks to the end of the line faster got in the line before you. Like, why are you on this app complaining, saying everybody hates moms? What? It's a coffee shop. You walked into the line. Other people walked faster than you and got there first. What?
Okay, so you can't buy sodas and chips and fruit snacks with your EBT anymore. Do not freak out. I have a solution for you. The solution is, right now, stop buying the shit right now. I have a 13-year-old son and a 12-year-old son and a 1.5-year-old daughter. I don't even give my daughter juice. No apple juice, nothing. I don't give it to her. She doesn't, and when I have, she doesn't care for it. So maybe I just got lucky. But my 13-year-old son and my 12-year-old son, I stopped buying chips, sodas, fruit snacks, all that shit almost 2 years ago. And I just stopped buying it because, first of all, they would eat through it like hella quick. That was like my main thing. I was like, dude, I just bought a box of chips and they're gone. Even if I hit them, they would find them. So I cracked down and I was like, I'm not buying this shit no more. I'm not buying it. Fast forward 2 years right now, my kids go without and they are perfectly fine. They are perfectly fine. My boys, again, I have like teenagers. They would rather have like make a sandwich. They would rather have chicken for dinner and, burritos. Like, they just want food. They want food. They don't even care for the snacks anymore. They never ask me for chips. They never ask me to get sodas. Once in a while, I might buy one case of Diet Dr. Pepper, and that's only because I'm craving it. Like, I'm craving a damn soda. But they go without all the time. It's really not that hard to do. Once you wean your children off of that shit, they're not going to crave it anymore. And I'm not some healthy mama. Look at me. I'm 200 pounds. And you're probably like, girl, you must eat junk food. I don't. I had a baby. I don't know. I can't shed the baby weight. But when I tell you we do not buy this shit in the house, I don't buy it. I don't buy cookies. I don't have Oreos. I don't have Chips Ahoy. I don't buy any of that. Like, I have the basics. I don't even buy cereal, you guys. And when I do buy cereal, I buy like Honey Bunches of Oats and Cheerios. And they eat it. You can go without chips and sodas. And Gatorade, I never buy Gatorades. Never, ever, ever. It stains carpet, so I don't keep it in my house. They can go without. They would rather have bottled water stocked up in our house over any other drink anyways. And I'm telling you though, they went through a withdrawal, but we got past it. So if you guys are complaining like, how am I supposed to do it? You can go without.
So she said they turned her food stamps off and now she owed $35,000. Say what? So listen, she made a video about how to qualify for food stamps and she said, girl, you better start lying to them people. She said that lady called her. She said, ma'am, what's your address? She was like, ma'am, I don't have no address. She's like, I've been homeless for 3, 4, 5 months. She's like, my family won't let me stay with them, ma'am. I am starving. And then she said she's staying in a 3-bedroom apartment, living lovely. See, that's why y'all can't come on Beyonce's internet playing. Because to be honest, you never know who's watching you. You never know who will look at your video and not say nothing. You never know if somebody would send your video to somebody that know you personally. Like, y'all gotta be careful. And I was reading her comments. Somebody was like, was it worth it? She said no. And she went viral and she had like almost 500,000 views on it. And she probably made some money on it. But it wasn't worth losing her food stamps.
Because again, they are allowing you to purchase these unhealthy foods. You get super fat, you get obese, you get health problems, and then you have to use Medicaid, right, in order to treat the health issues, right? That's the issue. And I'm just saying, because I just personally believe that being on government benefits should be hard, right? It shouldn't be easy to be on government benefits, right? It should be one of those things where people are like, you know what? It's not worth it. Let me go get a job, right? I would rather have the freedom of being able to buy whatever I want to buy, okay, rather than to be on government assistance and not be able to buy what I want to buy. I also would crack down on food stamp fraud, right? So when people have unauthorized individuals go to the store and buy stuff, selling their food stamps and stuff like that, yeah, I would crack down on that as well too. Okay, I would have mandatory ID checks. I would make sure that there would be no abuse of the system. And yeah, I mean, just make it really, really, really hard to be on the system. And that way you incentivize people to get off of it. Okay. The current problem with our welfare state is that we're not incentivizing people to get off the system, right? And especially considering how we have the Democrat Party, which again thrives on people being on the system, right, and not wanting people to get off the system because that equals votes for them, right? This is why it's so hard to actually cut the budget, right? Because when you talk about cutting Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, even the military, right? I mean, those four things you really can't touch. You can't touch because we become so dependent on these things that any cuts, right, any major cuts to these programs at all is extremely controversial. And this is almost why our debt crisis is basically unsolvable at this point, because you can't cut these things without major backlash, right? But our government should not have gotten this big in the first place, right? Our government should not have gotten so big that people have become dependent on these programs, okay? That's the problem. So any efforts that we're going to put in order to remove that dependency, I think is a good thing. And if we can start with SNAP, okay, Section 8 housing, things of that nature, then hey, I think that that's a great thing. I don't understand why is it that work requirements are so controversial to Democrats. I don't understand why it's so controversial to liberals. If you are an able-bodied person, you should be working if you want health care. You should be working if you want housing. You should be working if you want food, okay? Throughout all of human history, humans have had to work to survive. So I'm not saying anything that's cruel, okay? But we got to a point in our society where there's too many people saying, well, I can't do this and that because life is hard and such and such and such. Is like, well, life today is easier than it's ever been throughout all of human history, right? So I'm just saying that if you can't figure it out today, if you can't figure out how to live without being dependent on the government today, and you are able-bodied individual, especially if you are a young person, that is a you problem, right? You are the problem. Okay, and we should not have the government come in and to save you from your bad choices, right? Because you chose to lay up and have 5, 6, 7, 8 kids, okay, and not be married, okay, not have a man in the house and stuff like that. Just because you made bad decisions, that doesn't mean that the government or taxpayers should be on the hook for your bad decisions. Just like taxpayers should be on the hook for the bad decisions of people who go out and take a bunch of student loan debt to go to college and get a useless degree, right? That is the issue with our current system, right? Our current system promotes dependency, right? And it does not incentivize people to get off of the system, right? Once you're on, you're incentivized to stay on because people are afraid of losing their benefits, aka handouts that are given to them from taxpayers who are actually working, who are doing what they got to do, who are making good decisions, right? Who are pulling their own, who are net contributors to the system, okay? We got way too many people living off the system, and that's a problem. It's a huge problem, and that's what's driving up our deficits. That's what's driving up our debts, and it's one of those things that we got to get it under control. But, I really don't have much faith that we will because, again, the backlash is just too great, right? I mean, again, look at what Republicans have to deal with right now just to make some changes to Medicaid. Only thing they're doing is that they're requiring that people work. They're making it harder for Democrats to put illegals on the system, okay, which has basically bankrupt California's system. And they're essentially pushing some of the financial requirements onto the states. And they can barely do that in Congress, right, without a bunch of backlash. So, again, this is currently where we're at. I just find it to be fascinating how so many people get upset when the government says, hey, you should work in order to receive taxpayer benefits. It's fascinating stuff. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.
So y'all on here talking about y'all so tired, y'all big mad, y'all some working class people, y'all tired. I got 6 kids and I was only left with $60 and y'all mad about me and my 6 kids and $60. Y'all talking about y'all work, y'all did all this working and still struggling, talking about, oh, I worked, I did this. Then you talking about, oh, my mama had, 5 kids and work in the bar and didn't ask for help, and we are so tired, like so tired, like a whole big chunk of your money is taking care of me and my kids, like a big chunk, like y'all real like tired. Like, how y'all so tired like that? Y'all get real big mad. Like, they really going off in the comments at me. But 8,000 comments talking about, like, I really don't understand why y'all so mad at me. Like, why are y'all so mad at me? Because I got 6 kids and I was left with only $60 of food stamps. Like, y'all telling me you need to go back on your back and, oh, why would you even have kids? You can't even feed them. What? A child is a blessing. A child is a blessing. You was ever told a child is a blessing? Like, come on, y'all real big mad. Y'all doing y'all big ones in the comments, though. I really don't know why I'm getting so much hate. I really don't know why. Why are y'all being so mean to me and being so hurtful in the comments? Like this was my fault. Like I did this to myself. Y'all not even talking about the men. What about the men? What about the men?
It literally grinds my gears when y'all tell single mothers to take accountability. Bro, me taking care of the freaking child or the children is taking accountability. Do y'all not know what the fuck accountability looks like? Y'all don't know? It is when you take action against a decision you made. If it had ill consequences, you are dealing with it. You're actionable things, i.e., taking care of said child/children. And I know y'all saw homegirl crying early this morning or last night or whatever, and she got the 3 kids and all the drama, right? And so the one girl was like, why, if you couldn't afford the first kid or the second, why did you have the third? The girl said the first 2, she was like barely holding on, and she acknowledged that, and she told him that. And you know what I'm saying? The fact that he was a good man to her other kids, she didn't feel the need to put up, you know what I'm saying, to stop a pregnancy from happening with him or having a third child because she.
This is called enabling bad behavior. This is a reason why people feel valid and not taking responsibility, because that same girl that she was talking about, she was pissed at me for even bringing out or pointing out the fact that she was a 3-time single baby mama who kids are the ones that's going to suffer as a result of. See, they think that taking responsibility is the fact that you're still a mother. It's not, because she was making excuses as to why her behavior was valid. That's not taking responsibility. And then what happens is you start to blame other people. She was blaming her baby fathers for her plight and her situation, instead of saying, you know what, I opened up my legs, I messed up, I shouldn't have did it, so on and so forth. And then she started to get cash apps. You know what wound up happening? She started to get a bunch of cash apps, and then she had other people paying for her daycare and stuff like that. And then she looked up and she was like, hey, man, my account's still in the negative. Somebody scam me. And then it was back to this vicious cycle, which the children are the ones that pay for the sins of their parents. So you could see the lack of accountability. Listen, just because you're doing whatever it is that you're forced to do because you're in a circumstance doesn't mean that you're taking responsibility. Taking responsibility is the thing that will prevent you from being a 3-time baby mama. It's the mindset that she had that put her in that position in the first place. And it's women like this, often at times, that then justify the bad behavior, and then they're looking to pass the blame. And so what happens is later on, not only are they still blaming men, they not looking for love anymore. They looking for a savior. They looking for somebody to come and parent their kid. They looking for a step baby daddy. That's when they start to settle. That's when they start to lower their standards. That's when they start to look for you. That's when they start to have conversations online talking about men ain't shit and all of this other type of stuff. Just because you there, just because you forced to be, don't mean that it's logical or.
Good morning. I'm going to keep this short, simple, and sweet. As someone that used to work for the Department of Social Services in their Office of Legal Counsel, Regulations, and Administrative Hearings Unit, basically the legal department for Department of Human Services, but where I'm at, we call it Department of Social Services. I want to tell all the single mothers that's getting their food stamps cut, please don't get online. It's food stamps. Food stamps is a federal benefit. You need to appeal. You have about, I think, 30 days or so to appeal, because it's SNAP benefits. I know a lot of y'all probably losing more than just SNAP, but because your benefits are very sensitive, they're going to give you a hearing as soon as possible, okay? You need to appeal. You need to go to that hearing, and you need to let them know what's going on. If you do not let the department know within 10 days that you have income, they're going to cut your benefits. That's why your benefits are being cut. Look for the UPM code and file that.
America can't be real. America can't be real. Okay, listen. I applied for food stamps back in, I think, January, and I got denied because I was getting unemployment. My unemployment was a lot. So as soon as my unemployment ran out, I applied again, and they seen I wasn't earning anything, and I didn't put any income down at all. And I don't have really income that you could track, right? Guess how much money in food stamps I'm getting? No, like, I also have a daughter. Guess how much food stamps they get? I have no income on nothing I gave them. No income. Guess how much money they gave me? Comment. Whoever comment the best one, I'm cash apping y'all $5. Real, like, cause this shit is crazy.
Okay, excuse my looks. I just finished working out and I've sweated my makeup off and I look like garbage. But I was mixing up my protein shake And it reminded me, I'm a broke bitch, okay? I'm a single mom. I don't get child support. I don't get help from the kid's dad at all. It's just me and my 2 kids. And we live in Colorado, which is expensive as all shit. So I get food stamps, and I don't know, somewhere along the line, I figured out that when you have food stamps and you need protein, if it says nutrition facts on it, that means it's a food, and food stamps will cover it. If it says, hang on, this is hard to do one-handed. If it says supplement facts, then it's not a food, and food stamps will not cover it. So I think this is what, muscle milk? Muscle milk is not covered, but Gold Standard is. So there's a lot that are covered, actually. This ISO stuff I have. This Dunkin' Donuts ISO one is covered because it says nutrition facts. So I learned that somewhere along the way, and it's been super helpful because my kids are both athletes, so they both drink protein shakes, and I work out and drink protein shakes. So being able to get that with food stamps is pretty dope, because that's a lot of meals, actually. Even if you don't work out, like, you can throw that in a breakfast smoothie, you can throw that into baked goods, you can put it in oatmeal, you can do all kinds of shit with protein powder to make a meal go a little bit further. So just wanted to share that little fact. Do you want to say hello, or is that why you're hanging out?
No.
This is my grown man. Holy shit, you are taller than me, aren't you?
No, I'm just closer to the camera.
Closer to the camera. He's 12. This is why we need protein powder, because this dude never stops eating. Right? Bottomless pit, that one. All right, just thought I would share the handy, helpful tip.
Thank you for calling New York EBT customer service. Enter the last 4 digits of your card number. Enter your PIN. Your cash balance is $0. Your SNAP balance is $1.39. A pending SNAP benefit of $132 will be available on November 6, 2022. A pending SNAP benefit of $132 will be available on November 6, 2022. A pending SNAP benefit of $132 will be available on November 6, 2022. A pending SNAP benefit of $132 will be available on November 6, 2022. A pending SNAP benefit of $132 will be available on November 6, 2022. A pending SNAP benefit of $132 will be available on November 6, 2022. A pending SNAP benefit of $132 will be available on November 6, 2022. A pending SNAP benefit of $132 will be available on November 6, 2022. A pending SNAP benefit of $132 will be available on November 6, 2022. A pending SNAP benefit of $516 will be available on November 8, 2022.
Come shopping with me at Sam's Club as a recently unemployed wife to a family of 9 using EBT. Anyway, we've officially made it through 1 month of summer break, and man, did it deplete literally everything we had in the house last. Despite my best efforts to keep a budget, I absolutely failed. I went over by more than $100 at Sam's, and I'm sure I'll pay for that later in the month. But I didn't really have a choice in my defense, because these kids depleted every single thing we had in the fridge, pantry, and freezer. Anyway, this is nothing new. It happens every single year during summer break, so I'm not even surprised in the slightest. I would also like to state here, this is not a complaint, but I digress. Anyway, my daughter decided that she wanted to play that little game where you go up and down the aisle and you point to something, and when the person says stop,
whatever you land on is what you buy. She cheated. She wanted hot chips, so she changed it at the very last second. But whatever, I let her get what she wanted. And last but certainly not least, thank you to Sam's Club for giving us this pizza and this ice cream for free. We appreciate it. Okay, that's all. Bye.
Have you guys noticed? Ever since President Trump's SNAP crackdown started making headlines, people who built their entire lifestyle around government assistance have been losing it online, screaming and ranting about how unfair it is that they can no longer buy sugary drinks, candy, soda, energy drinks, and all kinds of junk food with taxpayer money, the so-called independent crowd, and a whole lot of single moms who have made government support their safety net are suddenly acting like this is a personal attack on their freedom, when in reality, it's about one thing: holding people accountable for what they choose to put in their shopping carts on the taxpayers' dime. Trump's Make America Healthy Again plan is now rolling out in multiple states: Florida, Texas, Colorado, Louisiana, West Virginia, Arkansas, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, and Utah, and more, with the bans on unhealthy items set to fully take effect starting in 2026. And this isn't just a casual tweak to the program. It's part of a bigger movement to make sure SNAP is used for actual nutrition instead of fueling the same bad habits that keep people unhealthy and dependent for life. Along with that, there's a new law passed in July that's expanding work requirements, which the USDA says will cut benefits for about 2.4 million people and slash $186 billion from the program over the next decade, which also means fewer free meals for children in schools. This is sparking outrage because people are comfortable with the old way of doing things, where they can sit at home live off assistance, and in some cases keep having more kids with multiple partners without thinking about the long-term cost of those choices to the country. The truth is, this change is not about taking food from people who are truly struggling. It's about cutting out waste. It's about removing soda chips and candy from a program that was created to help families afford real food. And yes, I know critics argue that it's going to make life harder for low-income families, or that it's some kind of shaming tactic. But when you break it down, there is nothing wrong with expecting people to buy healthier food, especially when that food is bought with money that comes from everyone else's taxes. And while someone played the victim card saying access to fresh food is harder in certain areas, the administration stance is that this is a necessary first step in breaking the cycle of unhealthy living and lifetime dependency. We've all seen the videos online, the outrage, the screaming, the endless posts about how unfair this is. And it makes you wonder, are these people angry because they truly can't get nutritious food, or are they angry because they can't use SNAP to keep buying junk food for themselves and their kids? This isn't about attacking anyone personally. It's about saying enough is enough. You can't demand government assistance, then complain when the government sets some reasonable conditions to ensure that assistance is actually helping people get better, not worse. So pay attention to the level of entitlement, the demands, the justifications, and the way some people completely avoid taking responsibility for their own choices. Because that's the bigger story here. And these changes aren't just reasonable, they're long overdue. And at the end of the day, if we want a stronger society, we have to stop rewarding dependency without accountability. Because the hard truth is nothing changes until people do. And if this policy is what it takes to wake a few people up and push them toward real self-reliance, then maybe it's exactly what America needs right now. Thank you guys for listening, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this trending so-called independent and single mothers venting and depending on the government to take care of them. Thanks once again for sticking around. It was a pleasure having you guys back. Peace.